Hello everyone, I hope you're having a warm and cozy day. Today I'm doing a design team project for Scrapping for Less using the October Flavor of the Month kit. Now I'm going to make 3 cards today using only collection number 1. Now collection number 1 has the Mary Mary pattern papers from American Crafts, and it also comes with the same coordinating ephemera. So I thought I'd make 3 easy cards today. So we're going to jump in with this pattern paper. I'm just going to trim out a panel that's slightly smaller than my card base here. This pattern paper had swirlies on it, and then I really like this pattern paper that had the little rolling pins. So I'm going to cut out a smaller rectangle with this pattern paper, and then that's going to fit right in the center of my panel. I think this is the cutest little collection here. I love the ephemera, so I thought I'd use the little gingerbread to create my card. Now this pattern paper came with some cut aparts, so I'm just going to cut apart the sentiment that says Season's Greetings. I was going to trim off that tan part in the bottom, but then I decided, well, I'm just going to leave that on there. These cards using ephemera are so easy, and so I thought I'd give you a few ideas with this collection. Now I am going to use the top portion of the pattern paper that came in this collection. Sometimes this is the part that we throw away, but I often like to use it, and you can see that it has the little hole in there, but I figured that wouldn't be a very big deal. I'm just going to cover that up. But I fishtailed the end of the strip, and I just placed it on my panel there with my tape runner, and then I'm going to add my sentiment. Now I'm going to back my sentiment up with some white cardstock. I thought it just needed a little mat behind it. So I'm just going to glue it on my white cardstock and then just take my scissors and trim around it. Then I'm just going to pop that little sentiment up and place it right over that green pattern paper that had the hole in it. Cover up any messies. I popped up my little gingerbread, and then I'm going to pop up this whole entire panel here. I'm just going to place that in the center of the red and white pattern paper. Lovely. And then for this card, I'm going to be using a white card base. I'm going to add some foam tape behind the entire panel here and stick it right in the center of my white card base. And basically that's it for card number 1. But of course we need a little shimmer. So the Flavor of the Month kit came with some Christmas red stickles. They're nice and shimmery. I added a few dots here and there. Now for card number 2 is another super simple easy card. I'm using this die. It has stitched edging on the left and right side. So I cut out my panel using that same rolling pin paper. And then the stamp set in this collection is from Sunny Studio. It's called Snow Flurries. It's a little cluster of small tiny snowflakes. And so I'm just using my Versamark ink, and I'm going to stamp these flurries on the left and right side of my card base. This is the red cardstock that came in the kit, and so I'm just going to leave it as a watermark. I wanted a very faint snowflake background for this card. I used my heat tool to dry it up so I didn't smear it. Now I have this ribbon for my stash. I'm just going to secure it to the left side of this pattern paper here, just using my tape runner. And then I pop that panel up with some foam tape. I'm going to place that right in the center of my card base. Lovely. Now we're going to add this piece of ephemera that came in this collection. Love that. The best thing about the ephemera is it's easy. And the cards, everything coordinates, what makes it so nice. So I just pop that up and place that on my panel, and then I'm taking that same ribbon and I'm going to tie a little bow. And then I'm just going to secure it right below my little centerpiece there with the glue dot. And basically that's it for that card. Very, very fast, simple, but it's so cute. Love the outcome of this. I did add some of the stickles to give it a little bit of shimmer. And that's it, card number 2. I thought about adding sequins and changed my mind. Okay, now for card number 3. we're running out of paper. So I wanted to use some of these cut aparts to create this card, and I'm going to use some of this pattern paper here. I'm just going to trim down 2 1-inch strips, and then I'm going to place this on the left and right side of a craft card base. Now this card base is from my stash, but I thought the craft paper went really well with it. So I'm going to leave a little bit of that craft paper showing on the left and right side. I'm using my grid mat as to help me get them straight, which helps me out a lot because I do get them crooked often. Now I'm taking the leftover piece of this pattern paper, and I'm just going to place that right in the center of my card base there. Trim off the excess. Like I said, these cards were super simple and easy, and they're so easy when you have the ephemera or even cut aparts. I'm going to turn this little cut apart into a tag. So I have my crocodile. I'm going to punch a hole, and then I'm going to set an eyelet, a white eyelet in there. I think the eyelets just add a little bit of a finished look to it. And then using some white jute cord from my stash, I'm just going to thread that. Lovely. Now I'm going to take this pattern paper here that has the Christmas trees and the Santas on it. I wanted a little bit of blue on this card, so I cut out a strip, and then I was going to glue it, then I thought, no, I'm going to add some dimension. So I'm going to trim off the top, and then I'm going to pop that strip of paper up with some foam tape. Then I'm going to place that to the left of my panel there, or my card base. Lovely. Now I think I need one more tag. So there's a cute little blue tag in the collection that has the little Christmas tree with the elf, and I'm just going to turn that into a tag as well. I'm just going to trim it down a little bit, and then just to lengthen my little tag, I decided to add some more pattern paper just to the bottom. And again, for this I used the top portion of the pattern paper. Great way to use, instead of throwing it out, I think it's a great way to use that top portion. This one has little candies on it, so I'm just going to add that to the bottom of my tag and then trim it off. Just going to punch another hole in there, add a white eyelet, and then I did add some jute cord behind it. Now I'm going to pop up my little tag with some foam tape, tie it, and then I was going to leave it, the strings just hanging, and then I thought, no, I'll tie a bow. So I'm going to tie a bow on top there, and then I'm going to pop up my second tag there and tie a bow on the top. And then for little bells and whistles, I'm going to add a few sequins. These are Kennedy gray sequins that came in the collection. Beautiful colors. There's like a pale blue, so I'm going to add 3 to the top corner and then 3 to the bottom corner. And then for a little bit of shimmer and shine from my stash, I did add, this is White Blizzard Nouveau Crystal Drops, no, Nouveau Glitter Drops. And so I'm going to add a few little drops of glitter here and there. Finishing touch, I added some faux stitching on that craft edge, and that's it. Now here's everything I still have left over with collection number 1, and I've made quite a few cards already with this kit, so lots of leftovers. I'm just going to place that back, and I'm going to give you a quick look at all 3 cards I made today.